Hello everyone, welcome to FOC Class 11. This video is part 13 of Java for Class 11 IT Code 802. So students, in today's class we will be covering two topics. First is using the text area component and second is handling a password field component. Means today we will be learning how to use them in our form. So let's start. Proceeding to our first topic of the day, text area component. First of all, the question arises, why is text area component needed? What is the need of text area component if we are having text field? Because we have used text field to accept input or to display output. So what is the need of this text area component? Let us see. Basically, this text field allows the user to enter a single line of text only. Means the user can only enter one single line, and if the user wants that he or she should enter multiple lines of text or multiple lines of text should be displayed as output, then that thing cannot be done using the text field. So are you not able to do it? You are able to do it with the help of text area component. So whenever you want that multi-line input or multi-line output should be there, so in that case you are going to use the text area component, which helps you to accept multi-line input or display multi-line output. So in that case, whenever there are multiple lines in the input or output, so in that case you are going to use the text area component. It automatically adds vertical or horizontal scroll bars as and when required during runtime. It means that suppose you have added a text area component, suppose which is equal to this box, and if the text that is being displayed is longer than this box, means it is going out of the box, so what will happen in that case? The vertical and horizontal scroll bars will be automatically added. Means you do not need to add them separately, they will be added automatically during the runtime. So now we will be designing our form, which will include text area as one of its component. So here is the application which we have to design. What we have to do in our application, we have to design such an application which accepts names of two people and displays a short message about friendship or colleagues depending upon which button is clicked. So this is the basic purpose of creating our application. So let us see what are the components that we require. First of all, two editable text fields to accept the names. As you know that whenever we are going to accept the input in the text field, then we have to set it as editable. So that is why they will be editable, because we are accepting the names, means the input from the user. And then three buttons, and all these three buttons will be having different coding. Then one text area component to display multi-line text. As I told you that text area component, it is used to display multiple lines whenever there are more than one line. So in that case you are going to use the text area component. After it, appropriate labels to direct the user. Means there will be some labels so that the user can know that what to do in which text field or for what purpose are they given here. Let us see. So this is the design of our form, where we have added the two labels and two text fields and the three buttons, J button 1, J button 2 and J button 3. Here is the text area component. I have not named here so that you can be clear with which component is to be added at which place. So here in the second image, I have shown you how we will rename them, how we will change the display text. here basically we have changed the display text so that the interface is easy to be understood by the user, because if it is written JLabel1, then how will the user know that what to do here? So if it is written first person, then the user can be familiar that here in this text field I have to enter the name of the first person, and here as it is written friends, so it is clear to the user that this button is going to work when there is the case of friends, and this button will work in case of colleagues, and this button will be used to stop the application. So this is how we have changed the display text of all the components. And here we have left the text fields as blank because here the user has to give the input. Also the output will be displayed here, so we have not written anything here also. So now let us proceed to the coding of the buttons. So first of all, we are going to write the code for JButton1 and its display text is friends. Whenever you are going to double click on this button, you will be taken to the coding part. So this is the coding that you have to add. Here you can notice one thing, that I have added the keywords like TA, TF1, TF2, all these I have added. But why? Because I have changed the names of text field and the text area component. And why I have changed? Because text field 1, J text field 1, J text field 2, these names were longer and it would have taken time for me to write them properly, and also there could be any mistake while typing long names. So that is why I changed the name to a shorter one, and also such a name which I can remember. For example, for J text field 1 I can simply type TF1, means the first letter of each word, so that I can remember that for first text field I have to enter the name TF1, for the second text field TF2. So in this way you can also use shorter and easier names for the components, so that while coding you can easily write their name without facing any problem. So now let us discuss the coding. First of all, we have used the setText method with the text area component, means here in the text area component we want to display the text. So that is why we have used the setText method here. After it, we have used the getText method with the both of the text fields TF1 and TF2. Why? Because here we want that the input should be given by the user. So that is why we have used the getText method. And after it, we want to concatenate both of them. So that is why I have used the plus symbol and this string also, so that the line is printed as it is, as I want. Also here you can see, after finishing this line I have put /n. Now what is the requirement of /n here? Basically I want that this next line, a true friend, this next line should be printed in the next line. This whole sentence should be printed in the next line. So for this purpose I have to use /n, so that this sentence is not printed just after this but in the next line. So that is why I have used /n here. Also you can say that if you just write it after giving a enter, then it can work. No, it will not work. And for the same I have indicated here. You can see, first of all I have written /n here, but after it in the second line I have not added any /n, and I have just finished this string and then put the plus symbol. After it, I have written the next line with an enter. So now you will see in the output that this line, you towards your goals, this line will not be printed in next line. Why? Because we have not used /n here. So the computer does not know that I have to enter this in next line. So what it will do? It will print it in the same line as this line. So this was the basic use of using /n here. After it, we are having the coding for colleague button. Here is the coding same as the previous one, only the display text is changed because the basic method is same. Set text, get text. After it, we have just changed this text like "are good colleagues," and then this slash n is the same. We have to use it to go to the next line so that the next sentence is printed in the next line and not in the same line. Also, we were having three buttons and the last button was stop button, and its name is indicating that we have to stop the application by using this button. So I have already told you the coding for such button. We have to use system.exit command so that the application can be ended using this button. Now we have discussed the whole coding, so let us discuss the output also. Here is our output. I have entered the first two names. First person Ranjana, second person Sanjana. So these are the two names. I have entered them. And now let us see that whenever we are going to click on friends button, then what will be shown as the output in the text area component. So here is the output for friends button. When we are going to click on this button after giving the input, then what will happen? Here the names will be displayed with and in between because our coding was written in such a way. And also here you can see that as we had given slash n here, so after it no line is printed, the next sentence is printed in the next line. So this was the use of slash n, and as I told you that even if you write the next line after giving an enter, then also no difference will be there. The sentence will be printed in the same line. So you can see here that no other sentence is here, and instead this whole line is one single line and no other line is printed because in this line we had not used any slash n. Also, you can see that the scroll bars are automatically generated because the text that was to be displayed, it was longer than the area. So that is why you can see here as I have scrolled the horizontal bar, so I can see the text which is remaining, and this is the work of text area component, and these vertical and horizontal bars are automatically added. So I hope this was clear to you. Now here we are having the output for colleague button. I have entered the same name Ranjana Sanjana, and when I click on colleague button, then I am displayed with this text, and here you can see the text is changed, are good colleagues. So because I have clicked on different button, so its coding is working and different output is being displayed. Also here you can observe that I have the horizontal bar here because I cannot see the full text at one time, so that is why horizontal bar is automatically provided here so that I can scroll it and go to the text which is not displayed. So I can simply scroll it and go for it. And this stop button, you already know that whenever I will be clicking on it, I will exit from the application. So our first topic is finished. Let us proceed to next topic, password component. Now, why password component? Till now we have used a lot of components. Label, text field, text area, radio button, all these we have used. Now we are going to use a new component which is password component. In the discussion, in the introduction and beginning, we have already discussed about it. Now we are going to use it and see what is its actual use. So we can use the password field if we want that the text input by the user should not be displayed as characters but as special characters so that it is not readable by anyone. It means that if I want that I have written some text and this text should not be displayed as it is to the user or anyone else, and it should be displayed as some special characters, as whenever you are using any website and it is asking you to enter the password. So you might have seen that whenever you are going to enter any character, whether it be any number, whether it be any symbol or alphabet, it will be entered as a special character. So what is that? Basically, that is password component, because it is used so that the text is not displayed as it is going to be entered. Instead, it will be displayed as the special characters. This component allows confidential input like passwords which are single line. This is very important thing, that this password is single line, means you cannot enter multi-line password. You would have seen wherever you are going to enter password, it is single line only. You do not keep entering, you just have to give a single line password. So password is a confidential input and we give it through the password component. Now let us design a form where we are going to use the password component. Here is our application. A simple application which displays a simple message when the user inputs a username and password. Means that we want that the user should give a username as input and password also, and a simple message should be displayed. So what do we need to add here? One editable text field. Why? Because we have to enter the username, and this username is to be entered by the user. So that is why it should be set as editable. Then we are having two buttons, login and cancel. These will be the two buttons and we will be giving coding for them. One password field component to input password. And as we are going to use the password component, so we will be adding a password field component. Why? Because we have to accept input from the user as password. Then appropriate labels to direct the user. So this is the design of our form. First of all, we are having the two labels and their display text are username and password. Here is text field and here is password field component. How do I know that this is password field component? Here special characters are being displayed. This indicates that this is a password field component because it has special characters already entered in it. And then we are having the two buttons. Now let us see the coding for it. First of all, before writing the coding, you have to keep a note in mind that no checking is being done. Here, as we are having a login application, so you have to remember that we are making this application to only understand the use of password field component, and no checking will be done that the password is correct or not. We just have to understand the use. So a simple message is to be displayed on the click of the login button. Means when we are going to click on login button, then simply a message should be displayed, and no action, no further action like checking the password whether it is correct or not. This action is not going to be added here because we are just writing this application, we are just coding for it to understand the use of password field. And the application should be terminated on the click of the cancel button, as cancel button, its name is indicating that it is used to terminate the application, it is used to end the application. So that is why we have to add only this much coding for both the buttons. So here is the coding for login button. This part of coding you will enter when you will double click on the button, then you will be taken to the coding and you have to add this coding. Here you have to write or start with this coding. Also here you can see that I have used the J option pane. So some of the students might think that I have to use the J option pane component, I have to add it to the form before coding. But no, you do not need to do that. Why? Because here the J option pane, which is used to show some kind of message, so it will be automatically added when the output is going to be displayed. Means you do not need to add it. The component will be added by the computer only when the runtime will be there. During the runtime, it will automatically be added. You do not have to add it separately in the form. So this is the coding that we have written. Here the text will be taken from JText field 1, and after it the text which we have written will be displayed here. Coding for cancel button, as we have already studied system.exit command, this is used to terminate or end the application. So this coding will be written for cancel button. Now we have seen the coding, so let us proceed to the output also. So this is the output. Here we are having the text field and password field component. You can see that the text field is empty because the user has to give the input here, and the password field component is showing these special characters to show that this is the password field where the input will be taken as special characters in form of password. When we click on the login button, then we are displayed with this message. This is because of the J option pane feature that we had used. We had written such coding, and you can see without entering the username, I have displayed this message because this was just a part of the coding. If I enter any name here, then it would be displayed here also. But because I have not used any name here, and I have just simply clicked on this login button, so it is displaying this message only. If you will enter any name also, then it will also be displayed. I can simply click OK to close this. So thank you students, that was all for today. I hope these two components were clear to you. We will be understanding more examples and more topics in further videos. If you have any query, please tell me in the Telegram app or in the comment box. Thank you and bye bye.